This tutorial is to help you read numbers up to the millions. It's kind of intended for year 4, 5, 6, 7 students at level 3 in the New Zealand curriculum. It's really easy. You'll be surprised how easy it is. I know for a fact that sometimes you'll see a number like that in front of you and you go, 2 million or 240. I give up. It's actually really easy. I'm going to show you how easy it is. So you agree it would be a lot easier if it was organized a bit better. That number is exactly the same as that number. And a really good book, textbook, or website would write it like that, or like that. Just leave out the commas. I prefer that. I think that looks too busy. That's my personal view. And when you start adding in decimal points, it becomes even messier. So I really like just the spaces. All right, so there's that number with commas, with spaces. We're going to start reading from the right. Just look at it again. First digit on the right is a 0. Okay, 0, 90. See, all of you can do this. 890. Easy. 7,890. And all of you are going, oh yeah, but that's, oh, you'll see, it stays easy. 67,890. 567,890. Notice how I leave this, how I have a pause when I move from the thousands column to the hundreds. 4,567,890. It's also important how you read it and leave those little breaks in your reading. 24,567,890. So I'll say that again, deliberately leaving those breaks, but I'll show you where the spaces are. 24,567,890. If you prefer commas in there, that's great. I prefer that, but it makes no difference. It's got to work for you. All right, so let's just put a little method together. There's a number there in front of you, 2409763. If somebody said to you, read that number, you might go to, I'm not too sure. It doesn't matter. There's no rush. Remember, there's no rush. The first thing is find where the decimal point is. And there's no decimal point there. So step number 1 is to locate it. And that's really easy. If you can't see one, it's there. So 2409763, the decimal points are right there, next to the ones column. If you don't understand this, look at my video, which is called Understanding the Decimal Point. Next step is we are going to jump from the decimal point, 1 column, 2 columns, jump over 3 columns. And when we get there, we're going to put a comma or a space. So you see what we did? Found the decimal point, jump once, jump twice, jump 3. Now we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to jump once, twice, 3, and we're going to do that again. You could actually carry on forever, but in our lives, numbers up to the millions is more than big enough. When you start getting into trillions and billions, we write numbers differently. But if you understand this, you could do that anyway. Right, so what we've done, find the decimal point, 1, 2, 3, put a comma or leave a space, 1, 2, 3, put a comma or leave a space. We are ready to read. 2,409,763. I kind of prefer this way, and I will probably suggest that I'm only putting that, I'd leave that comma out later if you really understand it. Sorry, that point out. I'm just really trying to get you to understand that that decimal point is always there. And it's really important. If you're a little bit fuzzy on that, I'll repeat. Go and watch my video on understanding the decimal point. Okay, very brief. Find the decimal point. Go 1, 2, 3, put a space. Go 1, 2, 3, put a space. And you're ready to read. 2,409,763. Easy as, I know you've all got that. So we're going to try some examples. You will need pencil and paper, or pen and paper, a whiteboard and a marker. Pause the video now if you don't have that stuff, and then continue when you are ready. Right, I'm guessing you're ready with your pen and paper, pencil and paper. What I'd like you to do is write that number down in words. And I suggest what you do is pause the video right now. When you're ready to check the answer, resume. 49,453. Right, ready for number 2. Pause the video again, resume when you're ready. 207,104. And of course, you did not have to have that comma there. I see that I have put the comma. I generally like not to have it there. But one of the things about really being good at math is being able to work with all of the different conventions. So if some people have the comma and some don't, it doesn't matter. You know how this works. Right, ready for number 3. Oh, goodness me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 digits, is it? Yeah. Okay. Pause the video. And when you're ready, resume. 20,302,130. I know you all got that because it's pretty straightforward. Number 4. Pause the video and resume when you're ready. 21,007,012. Easy. Number 5. Pause the video and resume when you're ready. 20,034. Right. We're going to do this slightly differently. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read the number to you and you need to write it down. So I'm going to repeat the number 3 times. And I'm going to repeat it in the same way, leaving gaps or pauses so that it's easier for you to hear what I'm saying. So ready? Here we go. Number 6, 304,044. 304,044. 304,044. And that's what it should look like. If you left this decimal point out, it's still right. It's just good practice. It just helps you understand numbers to have it there now, but certainly you don't always have to write the decimal point there, as long as you know it's there. Number 7, 9,323,141. 9,323,141. 9,323,141. And that's how it looks. Commas there. My preferred way, no commas, just spaces. You do need to make those spaces clear. And that decimal point there, I'm only really leaving it there for this tutorial. Normally you wouldn't write it. So I hope that's you understand that. Next one, number 8. $30,044,001. 30,044,001. 30,044,001. Now I put this example in specifically so that it's tricky, because I suppose many of you got the 30 million straight away, easy enough, and then with the 44,000 you may have left that 0 out. What happens if I'd said 144,000? It would have been 144, 144. You need to show that there's nothing there. And here, same thing. Hopefully you didn't just put a 1, because then you didn't show that in the hundreds column there's 0, in the tens column there's 0. And here the space is the one I prefer. And notice now I have left the decimal point out, because it's not that important now, because you guys are getting so smart. Let's go to number 9. 3,212,057. 3,212,057. And just for fun, I'm going to say it quick. 3,212,057. The answer. And again, I've left out the decimal point. Great. I'm sure you guys are doing really well at this. And number 10, which is the last one. Here we go. 34,017,000. 34,017,000. 34,017,000. There it is. My preferred method at the bottom, no commas. But if you like the commas, you use them. Also notice I've stopped using the decimal points. I could put them there, but I put it there just for you to understand what's going on. I certainly don't suggest you do it all the time. Now, well done. For some of you that would have been quite easy. Some of you would have struggled through it. The really, really important thing is I've designed these videos so that if you go back and play it again and again and again, by the time if you really struggled this time, by the time you've done it 5 times or 4 times or 3 times, whatever that is, you'll be an absolute pro. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you enjoy being an absolute genius at reading numbers up to 1 million.